Hi, this is Jeffrey from MTB.guide, and today it's time to review the Shimano XTR M9120 Trail pedals. Shimano sits at the forefront of innovation, but their SPD is probably the most recognizable design, going back about 30 years and has barely changed since the first M737. Of course, the pedal as a whole, being part of XTR, is further fine-tuned for racing with every iteration. These M9120 Trail pedals are intended for enduro racing, which should be a great match with Shimano's reputation in reliability and is a follow-up to the previous M9020 Trail pedals. I had these pedals for about 9.5 months in use, with some unexpected results, so let's take a closer look. First, the unboxing. It's always nice to see the XTR branding on the package, deviating from the standard grey and blue boxes used in the mid to low range. But further than the color, the unboxing experience isn't going to make you feel special and forget about how much you spent on these pedals. While on the subject of price, these pedals retail for €169.95 and with Shimano's regular discount I paid €110.95. The XTR pedals come in two different flavors, the XC orientated M9100 and the Trail All Mountain Enduro orientated M9120 that I have here. Inside the box we are directly presented with the XTR pedals, packaged in separate bags, labeled which one is the left and right pedal. Below that we find the included cleats. These are the SH51 single release cleats and come with cleat spacers. And finally we find some paperwork. Shimano's top of the line XTR Trail pedals still have an emphasis on weight reduction while still being strong and durable enough. Since the previous iteration of the XTR Trail pedal, the platform and cage size have been increased. Shimano has chosen not to add pins to the XTR Trail pedals, like many of the competitors have done. Instead, they keep it reserved for the Saint pedals. The outer dimensions of the M9120 Trail pedals are about 70 by 100 mm and 70 mm thick. The cage is noticeably larger than the contact surface, which is mainly concentrated around the center and rear of the pedal. The pedal is, with 395 grams, a tiny bit lighter than the claimed weight of 398 grams, but that said, not incredibly light. The XTR pedals feature the same adjustability as commonly seen on Shimano pedals, like the spring adjustment for the force needed to clip in and out of the pedals. On these pedals it can be easily adjusted with a 2.5mm hex key. The body covers, which hold down the front of your cleat, can be replaced, however, I've never had the need to replace these with previous Shimano pedals. Furthermore, the axle is removable for surfacing and it is replaceable as a whole. Besides the pedal adjustment, you have the choice of two types of cleats. The standard black SH51 single release cleats, which are included, and the silver SH56 multi-release cleats, stamped with the letter M. The multi-release cleats can be a solution for novice riders, making it easier to clip out of the pedals. But this also means that these cleats are unsuited for enduro riding, especially while jumping. The included cleat spacer offers a 1mm adjustability in case the tread of the shoe interferes too much with the pedal. In this price segment there are a couple of what I consider competitors that also offer a lightweight enduro pedal. Probably one of the most popular options would be the Crank Brothers Mallet E. At only a 5% weight penalty compared to the XTR, or about 20 grams, you are getting a lot more pedal for your money. And these beefy pedals look like they could hold up to the abuse of enduro. Reliability of Crank Brothers pedals is still a point that I hear people often complain about. I own egg beaters, candy and Mallet E pedals, but I don't come to the same conclusion. They do, however, need regular maintenance, something that you're probably not used to if you're coming from Shimano pedals. And the use of shoe shields and traction pads for customizing the pedal feel also come at an additional cost when it's time for maintenance. The other three pedals are closely matched to each other and sit a bit in between the XTR and the Mallet E. An important choice to make is if you want pins on your pedals and where you intend to use them for. Riding with your XC, Trail or flat pedal style SPD shoes can make a world of difference if the pins are going to help or interfere. If you, for example, combine an XC shoe with the Look X-Track Enrage Plus pedal, you'll see that the pins don't come in contact with the tread of the shoe. Only when not clipped in, these pedals can provide some grip. The benefit of this is that the pins don't interfere with the float or disengagement from the pedal. When you combine the mallet E with a flat pedal style shoe, you'll notice that the float movement will be limited or non-existent, especially when you put load on the pedal. It will also be more difficult to clip in, but especially to clip out. Accidentally clipping out will therefore be rarely the case. You'll find yourself leaning towards one side or the other. Another thing to consider between all the pedals in this comparison is that they all use different cleats, and, while some compatible with one another, they will not give you the same amount of float or release angle. Looking at the alternatives within Shimano's large collection of pedals, you'd probably be looking at the more affordable XT M9120 Trail, or maybe the more sturdy downhill orientated Saint M820 pedals. The axle assemblies from the XT and XTR pedals are nearly identical in design. While the XTR axle is machined down a bit further for weight savings, they are completely replaceable and serviceable. Priced at about 2/3 of the XTR pedals, being a bit heavier and having a smaller cage, the XT pedals sit at an interesting price point. For people that like aggressive downhill orientated riding and really want to feel connected with their pedals, the Saint pedals could be the pedal of your choice. They are quite heavy at 564 grams a pair, but they're probably the most bomb-proof pedals Shimano currently makes. I used these XTR M9120 Trail pedals for about 9.5 months and accumulated 1421 kilometers. The thing that was most apparent from the beginning and what I liked most is the ease of clipping in and out of the pedals without the need of exerting too much force. With Crank Brothers pedals, for example, you have to be fairly accurate with your foot placement to clip in. While with these, it almost feels like you can place your foot anywhere and you'll magically clip in. This makes it especially convenient on some more challenging trails or inclines. The float of 8 degrees and the release angle of 13 is a combination that can be achieved by several other brands and is not out of the ordinary. I personally like that the float and release angle are close to each other, leaving out a part of vagueness between float and clipping out. I tested the M9120 Trail pedals with Shimano's ME701 Trail Enduro shoes, which are marketed to be a perfect match with these pedals. This combination felt very stable with side-to-side movement, but it felt more like I was standing on regular SPD pedals, lacking added support from the cage. Looking closer at this combination, it's clear that there's a large difference between the contact area of the pedal and the actual contact patch. Where I noticed the benefit of the trail pedal was in slippery conditions where you have a foot out and need a bit of extra support from your pedal while not being clipped in yet. In muddy conditions is where I like to have pins to provide more grip. Having a hard time clipping in muddy conditions is a common weak point of SPD pedals due to its mud clearing capabilities. Crank Brothers pedals are hard to beat on this aspect due to its more open design. After a while of riding, I noticed that the seals of the pedals started popping out. I pushed them back in, but within a few kilometers, usually less than 40, they popped out again. These seals prevent dirt getting into the pedal body and prevent premature wear, so I returned the pedal to get it repaired under warranty. After about a month, I received not a repaired, but a completely new set of pedals, including cleats. On the first ride, 20 kilometers in, the same thing happened. The seals of these pedals also popped out. This went on a couple of times, but after 5 sets of XTR pedals replaced under warranty, I can say that these pedals have a flaw that Shimano didn't manage to solve during my review period. If you also own these pedals and also have this issue, please leave a comment down below. It can be helpful to get an idea if Shimano managed to resolve this issue, or if that people can better stay away from the 9120 pedals. Unfortunately, I didn't get that many kilometers out of a single set of pedals to get a good idea of the reliability of the rest of the pedal. I rode a maximum of 480 kilometers on a single set of pedals and a total of 1421 kilometers, all sets combined, before returning them. Since the usage of each separate set of pedals was too short to have noticeable wear, there wasn't really need for maintenance. Knowing that the seals can pop out, water and debris can easily enter the pedal body and shorten the lifespan of the XTR M9120 quite considerably. I do have to mention that the pedal assemblies for the XT and XTR pedals are slightly different and may not show the same issues. Looking closer at the pedals just out of the box, it seems that the seals aren't installed consistently from the factory. But looking at the lip and the ridge on the seal, there isn't much to prevent the seal from popping out. I tried putting on a liberal amount of grease in there, and that kept the seal in a bit longer than a single ride. But that said, that's not a sustainable solution. Alright, let's have a quick look on how the pedal can be disassembled. Using a 15mm spanner, you can remove the pedal assembly and it comes out as a single unit. These can be bought separately for easy replacement for prices ranging between 40 and 60 euros. Play in the pedal can be adjusted with the top nut. By removing this nut, you can take the whole pedal assembly apart and perform thorough maintenance. I'm not going this far in this video, but the exploded view should give you an idea of how the internals look. The easy way to re-grease the pedal assembly is to remove the pedal assembly, put plenty of grease in the pedal body itself, and push the whole pedal assembly back into the body, pushing in the new grease and pushing out the old grease. The thorough cleaning of the pedal includes you fiddling with the small bearings. Starting this review of the Shimano XTR M9120 Trail pedals, I expected to have a nice set of pedals that will last me a while and would become my main go-to pedal. The XTR pedals are, in essence, a great pedal. There's so much to like, from the pedal feel, engagement, weight, aesthetics and adjustability. The price is high at €169.95, but compared to the competition, it's not out of the ordinary, and it's not taking into account the regular discounts that Shimano has. A negative that has always been there for Shimano SPD pedals is mud clearance. Even though a smaller axle can give a tiny bit more free room for the mud to go, it's never going to be great. With the lack of pins on these pedals, it's also a quite slippery pedal in these conditions. What I did not expect is a quality issue that Shimano didn't manage to solve in their top-of-the-line pedal. After some investigation, I discovered that I'm not the only one experiencing this issue. There are other reviewers and consumers that also had the seals popping out of the pedals. The unwanted dirt ingress caused by the seal can reduce the lifespan of the pedals significantly, but knowing the issue and not solving it is in my opinion even worse, especially at this price point. These XTR pedals are not up to par to the Shimano standards that I know. It's strange to say, but I can't recommend these XTR M9120 Trail pedals, unless they manage to solve the seal issue. I haven't seen any issues pop up with the XT M8120 Trail pedals, so you might want to look at these as an alternative. Comment down below if you had similar experiences with the XTR M9100 or XT M8100 series of pedals. Thanks for watching my review of the Shimano XTR M9120 Trail pedals. If you liked the video, please hit that like button and consider subscribing if you haven't yet. MTB.guide brings you product reviews, how-tos and trail highlights. So if that's what you're into, definitely subscribe, hit the bell icon and you'll be notified when a new video goes online. Have a nice day and I'll see you the next time.